Okay, it's like both channels are connected, so be live. So earlier today, I was messing with the shadow values to get a decent amount of quality with the directional. The goal is to place a big plant here, take a decent screenshot. It's the shadows. Feel like we're almost there, but we were discovering quality issues, I believe. And we also made sure that this shadow was starting off along this edge instead of starting sort of halfway between top and the bottom of this raised. I may actually read some. This is that split business. Three splits or four splits. It's parallel split shadow map. This splits the view from two or four areas. Each area gets its own shadow. This allows small, same shadow. So it's basically optimized. So maybe quality shadow. So then those split values, they sound more like the distance. Makes me think they should be the values should be pretty much like second split should be bigger than first split. The third one because there was one case here. Let's try and do it this way. We are pushing this first split point. But I have another question. Say I is the camera. There's the shadow. So here's the shadow map. It says if there's an object here, these shadows become more orthogonal. Yeah, this is the problem we had. This I think is not a good representation because where is the is this the source of the light that shadow is going to be this way because it's how far off the drop points are. This sounds more like that presenting because it doesn't make any sense to have these values reversed here. When you change this, there is stuff happening, but our eye is not changing. Our eye is Anyway, this being 0 is okay enough. Blending shadow detail is sacrificed. What happens if we go the more quality? And this last value, instead of the first one, is split. Yeah, I guess this is what split it. By I see. Still, I is still considered cameras from our view. How far off that is cut off? So this is too close to the camera that we see. Let's keep reading. It's the distance is relative to the camera. Okay, now reduce the distance. I don't think this matters because greater than 0, 0 is the eye. 1 is where the shadow ends. Splits are in between. Tweaking the first split a bit is common to give more detail. That's kind of so their default release is 2. This seems to be maybe I'll do. Always make sure to set the shadow max distance scene over maximum distance. Times the transition between the splits. Next count. You gotta do the split. Last split. Normal bias. Cell shadow. Normal bias is too low. Yeah, I remember seeing art. It's too high. This happens. I remember seeing this too. Normal bias 0. 200. Let's get bias. Cell shadowing. Okay. Depth range. Shadow mapping is an art of tweaking. No kidding. Directional shadow, default wheel. So let's see where our terms of that's our camera. Here sounds angle is 45 exactly. So I believe 45 is coming from this direction, which is this. So let's also rotate it 30 degrees from this way. Kind of thing we wanted. This point two is made sharp line. 0.5, viewpoint, viewpoint two maybe. More like this. Still look like inter. See this view, get this result, but in the rendered view, the whole different like black result, and this render is also giving this is more like it. Maybe I should actually do this. Should expose sun's rotation value. Initially, I had a sun scene where there's only this. No reason why I can't. I was planning to have maybe more nodes. Let's see what I have in suns. Actually connecting to the global event bus, and as the sun moves, it is firing this. So this will later calculate realistic sun rotation based on latitude and longitude. But for now, it's only doing rotation. And it's only doing it So I will maybe manually set to, okay, for marketing purposes right now we are trying to screen. I think that is more. So let's go back in. Okay, so we probably need a dirt texture. Dirt texture is this, which is very almost the same color as raised bed. I think have to make some changes to the because it's so hard to know. I think part is labeled as so this is just a cube. The top should have bumpy dirt texture. So we subdivide material that reflects the light. It's different bumpy surface. Now I believe you could do that with the modifier here. Definitely put it that way into so can we actually create some noise texture. Additionally, dirt will have, so I think this I should make a trunk is okay. Let's save it as a lumber. Um, let's look for a lumber testing something of orange enough. Copy this. Here's our trunk. I thought I saved this. It lumber color. Something else I'm noticing problematic with the shadows. If the sun is coming from this, and I'm seeing this shadow here, why am I seeing light here? That black. Right now it's 45-degree angle. There's no option. So this box along this z-axis, there's light coming from 5 degree x. So there's actually 45 degrees this way. It's the sky. There's the shadow cat this way. The perfect orthogonal. This is where I also still be able to part of the shadow. But let's say this is just an. Then yeah, you have artifacts like. But here's the problem. Why is there light here? How about the geometry? Is that base inset side of the box kind of the opposite of here, and then top frame here? This contact. It fixes this problem. Good. Creates this weirdness. That is. Let's make this ground. Scale it up. The texture. Um, could probably have another. Or in this case, you could actually have. I get to see this. So 2 for contact is fixing our problems. Is there light here? I actually see shadow here because as the light is hitting this top, this is also casting shadow here. So that's good. It makes sense that we have this part lit, and then there should be shadow. But why should there be shadow? You are doing like global illumination. And the problem is, if this surface is lit, why is the side of this is all gone? There is no sky, clear color. This doesn't even, because since it's all black, fog is not there to expose. This, so it's really these two. Doesn't really, kind of remember this change. What if we change this to, I do remember seeing the effect of it. Okay, that's interesting. So by light effect, it's affecting the overall light. High dynamic. It's something about emission. Holy shadow. Is this that cartoonish look? Do not do that. Lose that. I wouldn't have a problem if this side of this box pitch black. I would be okay with this top part of that bottom section lit a bit because global illumination such. Is that funny thing is everything that I actually do here, this is actually visible here, the effect. It's not updating the preview here. This one updates the preview and it continues. So no emission. Do emission, emit red color. So that, yeah, you do this. I don't want to do ambient occlusion. Don't really. Okay. Theoretically, when this light is -90, which is high in the sky, all the shadows will be front. That's why you see this shadow. Goes up. It still doesn't explain why. This top part is lit. That's okay, but then why is this same fucking crap? You could get this part black by changing the angle back to 45. We would have a somewhat realistic. Could also investigate global illumination about baking something. Right bake. When you choose a different baking of baked, but we don't really. Type it as Godot global coming in Godot. It's bad. It said light bake. But see, this is the problem. I save this over. Okay. Ah, so thank you, Retro. I'm looking at a tutorial. Didn't actually, there is no sound. Yeah, because I wasn't speaking. So I'm trying to do some global illumination here for my scene. There's a raised bed going to be planned here. But I was struggling with the illumination here. There's a directional light, certain angle. It's actually coming right from up. It's like noon. Problem I have is top of the box. This frame is lit. That's okay. But what stays right underneath here, that should be dark. It's not. It's as if light is creeping through. You can actually see it in the shadow shape here too. This shadow is cast right under. When you do 45, the way it's cast, but there is still that extra light there. It's as if it's just illuminating itself. You actually see the shadow of this edge. The frame is actually, the shadow is cast this way, so that's all good. You see the two distinct colors here. Like this color makes sense because it's still exposed to the sun, and then you see the shadow starting from this edge, this corner, cast all the way. It's coming here too, but this is just too much light here. But even if we accept the fact that there should be some light here, there should never be some like light here, because if there's light here, then the side of this box should also be lit too. This is all black, but only this normal surface, this perpendicular surface, which doesn't make sense. So both this surface and this top of this bottom part, they should be consistently lit or dark. It doesn't make any sense. So let's try that GI probe. Let's see in the tutorial. So I said create a GI probe. This is too big. So just did the bake. There's some, okay, this is interesting because I was fussing with the trunk meter number. Was doing funky business that color. The fact that this is reddish makes me think I left some weird values somewhere because I was fussing with. Let's turn this off. Or can we just excuse GI Pro? Okay, this is more like what I'm expecting. The fact that it's all weird looking is a different matter, but see this shadow line, that's good. It's connecting to this area. This area is lit. The side of the box is lit too. That's all good. This is as if it's emitting something. The surface is just glowing. And I left everything. You want to get into 3D modeling for start. Well, Blender is always a good choice. The program kind of doesn't matter though. But Blender is free to use, but also free license. By that I mean some applications are free to use, but whatever you make with them, you may still have to pay license. Use it for like Godot versus Unity is that kind of person. Godot engine itself is free. What you do with Godot, it is also free. Unity may seem free, but if you generate income, then you still have to pay Unity. So in that sense, Blender is completely free. You could go with the student versions of I think Maya has one, but again, they'll probably have an expiry date, so you'll paying or whatever work you do with it, you paying license. And in terms of practicing where to start, it's a very common question. There's always a very short answer. It's about inspiration and observing your environment and whatever, like how objects constructed, how objects fit to each other. You may observe that and start with like basic box modeling. Let's do I think it's called block modeling. Let me just pull up a few. So, say you want to create a castle for your game. This is usually how game studios start to. They actually create basic shapes. They do the layout, the proportion of things. Once they have the layout and the scene looking good, then they actually go in and try to add more details. This is another thing. Like here,